Hello everyone, welcome to CBSE 2019 Board Examination Solutions. Here we are with the solutions of English Core Examination, and in this video we'll be looking at set 2 of the paper. So without much further delay, let's look at the first question itself. Now, the first question is a reading comprehension based question. Based on the passage given, you are supposed to answer questions of various formats. The passage is a paragraph based on the most common pollution, which is plastic pollution that is being caused in oceans, seas, etc. The passage begins with all of Earth's oceans share one thing in common, plastic pollution. Discarded plastic bags, cups and bottles make their way into the sea, etc. Now, it's a paragraph that is approximately 500 word long. Based on the entire information presented in the paragraph, you are supposed to handle questions in a forthcoming manner. Let's look at the first question. Now, the first section, which is section 1.1, will deal with 5 MCQ questions based on the passage given in the paper. The question says, on the basis of your understanding of the above passage, answer each of the questions below by choosing the most appropriate option. Now, you have to remember one simple thing, that in this particular question, by choosing the most appropriate option. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, this question is an MCQ based question with a marking scheme of 1 mark per question. For every correct answer, you will get 1 mark. Each of these questions have to be only answered in an MCQ format. Do not waste your time writing the whole answer in your paper. Now, look at the first part. Percentage of ocean plastic that originates from land is, first option 20%, option B 50, option C 80, option D 25. Now, when you go back to your passage, look at the third paragraph of the passage. Refer to the third line. In the third line, it states that about 80% of ocean plastic originates on land. This is exactly what the question is asking you to look for. Among the 4 options, option C clearly states that 80% of ocean plastic originates from land. Therefore, I can easily say that the most appropriate answer for this question is option C. For this option, you will get 1 mark if you mention it in your answer sheet. Even if you do not write 80%, you write C. That will be marked correct in your examination. Now, moving on, look at the next question. In which year did Jenna Jambak and other researchers calculate that at least 8 million tons of plastic trash is swept into ocean every year? Which paragraph am I supposed to go back to answer this question? Para number 4. When you read para 4, towards the very starting itself, the answer is clearly written. In 2015, Jenna Jambak at the University of Georgia and other researchers calculated that at least 8 million tons of plastic trash is swept into the oceans. The very statistic is what is being asked in my question. Therefore, my most appropriate answer should be option B, that is 2015. Therefore, the correct answer should be option B. I hope the ability to find the right paragraph from where the statistic is being asked, that should be your key point to be remembered. Look at the next question. Plastic is not biodegradable because it is made up of. The 4 options are low atomic particles, tiny particles, strong big particles, or option D large molecule polymers. Where will I find the answer to this? Look at para number 5. when you read the paragraph, towards the very middle of it, look at the sentence. There are different types of plastics, but one thing they all have in common is that they are made up of polymers, which are large molecules made up of repeating units. When I read this sentence, I can easily see that large molecules made up of repeating units is what polymers is being described as. Thus, the most appropriate answer to my question should easily be option D, large molecule polymers. We can easily note this down as my most appropriate answer. Moving on, look at the fourth question. Sea turtles eat. What do they eat? Plastic bottles, plastic bags and soda can rings, bottle caps or chunks of foam cups. Which paragraph talks about what sea turtles are forced to eat because of this pollution? Look at para number 9. In paragraph 9, the very first line clearly establishes that sea turtles eat plastic bags, soda can rings. Now, the very first line talks about what these sea turtles are forced to eat. That is exactly what my question is asking. Which option establishes this? Option B clearly states that plastic bags and soda can rings. Therefore, my correct answer should be option B. With this, we are only left with the final question of section 1.1. Let's look at the last question. Scientists bought fish and shellfish for examination at markets in. The question is asking you to locate where the scientists performed this action. Which paragraph am I supposed to go to? Paragraph number 10 of my passage. In this paragraph, when you read the first line, plastics and its associated pollutants can even make it into our own food supply. Scientists recently examined fish and shellfish bought at markets in California and Indonesia. That's exactly what my question is also asking for. Which option mentions California and Indonesia? Therefore, the correct answer is option C, California and Indonesia. Answer C is the most appropriate answer. I hope these 5 questions have been crystal clear based on your thorough reading of the passage. Now, we will look at the next 1-marker questions in our next segment. That will be question 1.2 onwards.